Forget it. Forget it. I'm doing it like this today. Backwards. I don't care. I know what you're thinking. Well, damn, why don't you get that going before you get on there, Ole JC? You gotta tell me. So I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna do it this way today. I'm going back to old ways, old days, where everything was backwards. Because I flipped it around. I didn't like the way it looked, but I like the way it looks now. How about that? All right. Welcome to another thrilling episode of Break On Through. It's great to see you too, Alan. It's great to see everybody. Come on in. There's Clinton Zilla. There's Matt. Oh, boy. You know what I've decided? I've decided I'm going to start formatting Break On Through like a 70s sitcom. Bam, bam, bam. 30 minutes, get it together. And I'll include the news at the halfway point. Even though some of my shows completely are news. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm thinking aloud. I haven't got this worked out at all. But I do got a lot to talk about tonight. I wouldn't say this is the most urgent, but I will say the pre-sale t-shirts of the Rick Dale Liver Mush Antiseen variety, the Mondo exclusive design. They're done and they've been shipped to me. And I thought that after Break On Through tonight, I would be spending an hour or two packing those all up for you. But they did not arrive today. And that has got me a little bit irritated. Along with a few other things today, but that in particular. But my brother explained to me that a UPS man explained to him that what's been happening is they opened up a new UPS hub in Atlanta, and like stuff going from Raleigh, North Carolina to Rock Hill, South Carolina sometimes has to end up going to this Atlanta hub first, and I'm guessing that's exactly what happened, because my brother usually sends me something on Monday and I get it on Tuesday. But that did not happen today. So, the pre-sale shirts will be going out as soon as I get them in. Can you dig that? All right. Well, this is kind of a news item right here, but it's something that we must talk about. I am saddened to report that a very, very great club will be shutting its doors very soon, and that is the Lost Well in Austin, Texas. The man that run the club posted the text he got from the building owners, and it's the typical situation. The owner of the building found someone that wanted to buy the property. The person, and that person was not the person renting the property. And the thing that really got me was he ended the text with it's nothing personal, it's business. And I'm just like, you really use that? Okay, whatever. But I just want to say that I am, I wish everyone at the Lost Well, I hope they get their bearings together soon and can find a new place to call the Lost Well, I hope. And I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I can't think of a better thing to put in that little space right there other than a loss. It's a loss. You spend years building the reputation of this place, building the ambience of the place, the look, the feel, and then the rug's pulled out right from under you. Not a good situation, not one that I am happy about at all. But I am, and now here's where it really affected me was the fact that we have a Halloween night show booked in Austin, Texas. It would be us with Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre with special guest Sabbath Crow. Now, if we had lost that Austin show on Halloween night, that is what, when you do small runs, you always have one show that is called the Anchor Show. Well, it was looking like we could lose the Anchor Show, but thanks to Joey Killingsworth over at Tone Deaf Booking, he's also Josephus, in case you didn't know, he was able to save that show. Same lineup, same arrangements. It will now be at a club in Austin, Texas called the Sage Brush. And I'll get our advertisement for that changed as soon as it is humanly possible. Man, did y'all see the advertisement on our page for the Walt Wheat Antiseen custom tennis shoes? Well, we started out, it's quite a job. Quite a lot of work goes into these. Walt Wheat is the master craftsman, so I'm not sitting here going, oh, Walt can't do that. No, he can do it. He's really good at what he does, but it's a lot of work, and it's not a government giveaway program. You actually got to pay, and we were leaving it to 5 because we figured that's a good enough workload for Walt. But then we had like upwards of almost 10 people willing to pay for the pair of custom shoes. And so we went ahead and bumped that number to 10. Now, we're not going to wait until 10 have sold to start working. When Walt decides that we will start taking the pre-orders, we'll just sell until he has sold 10 pair. And then it'll be cut off. And he will begin work on these in November. You might be going, damn, I gotta wait till November. No, yeah, you do, because look, it's August now. You know what? We're about to be in the middle of August. Can you believe that? We're about to be in the middle of August. Then you got September. And then before you know it, here comes October, and October. We'll be at the end of October, and that's when you'll be able to see some Antiseen. But you'll get to see us on September 1st at the Beer Olympics in Atlanta, Georgia. September 1st at the Beer Olympics in Atlanta, Georgia. September 1st at the Beer Olympics in Atlanta, Georgia. Damn, Blaine, you got to tell me where y'all playing on September. I just told you 3 times. So, the next shot you get is October 30th at Shreveport, Louisiana. This is part of the Texas-Louisiana Halloween Hayride. We'll be at Bears in Shreveport on the 30th. The Sagebrush in Austin on the 31st, Halloween night. Halloween night in Austin, Texas. What could that possibly conjure up? I don't know. Name Rocky Erickson mean anything to you? Okay, well. November 1st, the Amp Room in San Antone, good old San Antone. They should change the name to San Antiseen, Texas, because Antiseen does so good in San Antonio, but San Antonio is an Antiseen town. The Amp Room, and we'll be playing with Rancid Vat. And I know y'all can, man, that's one of those people traveling from miles around to hear us what we're laying down with the guitar sound. That's one of those kind of shows. Rancid Vat, Josephus, Antiseen, and there's one more band that's going to play after us because we ain't going on late. That's a part of your rock and roll fantasy right there. Anyway, November 2nd, Lafayette, Louisiana. Now, the club is called, there's a word in front of, Boom Boom Room. And I do not have that word written down, and I couldn't get it written down before I had to go on the air, but I will correct that in future broadcasts from here on out. But, yeah, Lafayette. So, man, there's some time. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this right now. This will be news to my bandmates as well. I'm not going to give much details, but I'll tell you this. The milestone in Charlotte, North Carolina this year will turn 55 years old. Well, December 7th, a day that will live in infamy. Antiseen will be there live December 7th. One entire year and a day from when I was on the milestone stage and had to end the show early due to an injury. There may be another show linked up with that one, but the first weekend of December. The first weekend of December. Let me say hi to some people. There's Mondo. There's Wesley Dixon. There's Terry Myers. Terry Myers, how you doing there, Hoss? You hadn't been at a live break on through sermon in a little bit. Hope everything's good with the Myers couple. All right, well, now we're gonna do. I'm gonna do what y'all even come here to hear. I'm gonna tell y'all some stories, and the story I'm gonna tell is not from long ago. It's from Saturday. I was aware of this event. It's called The Gathering. It's one of the wrestling fan fest that they now have in Charlotte. And I really kind of stopped going to these. I guess I could go into a long explanation as to why. It's no big deep, heavy meaning, but I don't know, man. But this past week, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I was doing some volunteer work for the church that our family attends, the Encounter Charlotte. They had a big event, the Armed Media Conference. And I volunteered to go work as an usher and just, general keeper of the peace and doer of the odd jobs. And I kind of thought that whole thing, that all that kind of talk about building social media ministries was going to go completely over my head. But I actually did learn quite a few things from listening to these guys talk about these ins and outs of social media. A lot of them were, younger guys that are doing very well on social media. But I do intend to put into practice some of the things I've learned. But anyway, on with my story. Saturday rolls around, and it was a half day, because they wanted everyone to be able to meet at the actual church location Saturday evening. Our services are Saturday evening, Encounter Charlotte. If you want to go to a powerful church service, then look that up and join us. But anyway, it's 1:30. I don't have to be there till 5. I have some time. I talked to Mondo. Mondo goes, man, you ain't gonna believe this. Mick Foley and George South's table are side by side, and Abdullah the Butcher's is right across from them. Like, you're talking about a 15-foot triangle here. So I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm going to go to the gathering with these few hours I have in between appointments. So I did. And I changed out of my usher shirt. I put on my psychedelic, I call it my dress clothes. It's a psychedelic button-up shirt and has sleeves, and a lot of people were just really flabbergasted to see photos of me on a shirt with sleeves. My good friend, the Widowmaker, says, I saw a picture from the side, and I thought it was like some kind of bootleg special effects going on because you had sleeves on it. I didn't think it was even you. and that is true. You will be hard-pressed to find me in shirts with sleeves, but on the occasion, yes, Dave Prano, a date night shirt. I have 4. I hope to gather more in the future. I really like that look. It kind of puts me in a frame of mind of like Captain Lou Albano or something, but I don't want to wear Hawaiian shirts. So I'm getting dressed in the car, and that's going to come up again in a minute. But man, I go in, and sure enough, there they all are. And I just walk up to Mick and kind of bend over and and he goes, and he's Jeff. Hey, come here and sit down. He said he got his phone out. I took a picture of me and him, and he sent it to someone he was texting with, and attached the music of Cactus Jack, and gave them a little history lesson of how far we go back into the early 90s. And I'm going to tell y'all, Mick has always been a great guy to me. And I'm going to tell you the main reason I stopped at the gathering when Mondo told me all these guys were right together. In my mind, I was like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to have a picture made with Abdullah the Butcher, Cactus Jack, George South, and myself. Like, I am going to at least attempt it. I'm going to give it the old preschool try. And I must make a note, Abdullah the Butcher is there. A week before, the plan was he was not going to be there because he was in the hospital, which they got a GoFundMe set up. If you go into the GoFundMe, which is posted on this Antiseen page somewhere, read the story as to why they're even doing this. The hospitalization was a big stumbling block for him. But there's other stuff going on, and I don't want to discuss it here since all I did was read it myself. You do the same. It's a lot more complicated than what it would sound like. Oh, I was in the hospital, I need money. That's not exactly it. And I want to thank all of you who, listening to me, went to the link and contributed. I thank you very much. But anyway, he's there. And man, it just did my heart so good to see him sitting there. And so I made my rounds. I talked to Mick for a minute. We take some pictures, and I actually got enlisted to take a picture of one of Mick's fans with him, with an Instamatic camera. And I go talk to George South for a little bit, and then I go over and talk to Abby. I sit down and I talk to Miss Malinka. And man, I'll tell you what, if you think the team of Abdullah the Butcher and Antiseen ended at the Star Bar back in May of 2024, you are wrong. There's going to be more things done with us and this wrestling legend in the future. I can't comment on it now because nothing's set in stone. But as soon as I know something, you will know something. But anyway, I go to George. I said, man, do you think we can do that picture? You think I can get that done? He says, yeah, I'll do it. He goes, just go over there and talk to Mick, see what he said. And I wanted to clear it with him because I figured this, okay? If all these goofs that are here, they see Mick Foley get up and go walk over there with Abdullah, and a handsome man such as myself is getting a photo made with those two, plus George South, that everyone's going to go, damn, I need to get me a picture of you two together. And before long, Mick's running back and forth to the table, and everyone's losing money. And so I sat Mick down, and I said, Mick, I got a favor to ask, and it's a big one, because it could cause a little bit of a feeding frenzy in here. But I laid it out what I wanted to do, and he said, yeah, no problem. And I said, man, I'll pay you. And he said, give it to Abby. Now, how's that for a man with a big heart? But I did it. I got it done, and you guys saw the picture. I posted them on my page. I think I've even posted them on the Antiseen page. And that was I kind of hate to say it. There's no other way to say it, but that was a dream come true for this old smart mark. And after that, I got to hang out with my good friends, Steve Wenzel, Jeff Williams, Mondo Braswell, and Dale Champion. And man, that alone was worth the time that it took to go and do all this. And then I find out one of my favorite lady wrestlers from the 80s is also there, Misty Blue Sims. Now, that meeting didn't go as well as the other because I go into the special room that Dale had to give me his pass to go in, or Mondo gave it to me. I don't remember which guy gave up his pass, but I go into the room and she's signing a table full of photos. Like this one guy had must have been 30 photos. And she's signing them all, just going down the road. And then she gets her carry-on luggage bag and purse, and she starts heading out the door. And I wasn't going to be the guy that went, oh, wait a minute, can you, so I just saw her from, about 10 feet away. But after the wrestling blessing that I got, like an hour before, I was not going to complain, and I'm not complaining now. But, that was one heck of a day. And I'm telling you, it made me very happy, and I'm still kind of flying high on it. And I want to thank George South, Mick Foley, and Abdullah the Butcher for making this old wrestling fan happy. Happy! Can you dig it? Anybody got any questions real quick? You know what I'm going to say? You got to ask me. You know what I always say? You got to ask me something. That's what I always say. Because I'm going to wrap it up here in a minute. Now, I know that break-on-throughs have not been... I haven't had too much... who's the lady wrestler from the 80s? Misty Blue Sims. Did I not say that? I thought I did. Misty Blue Sims. And Heidi Lee Morgan was there too, but I was more of a fan of Misty Blue. Oh, now Clinton Zilla's asking me a question here. And I will answer you as soon as I write something here on the page. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, here we go. Can you tell us about Siddhartha? As you know, that was a Rudyard Kipling book. It was also the name of a duo that I was part of in the very early 90s. That duo consisted of myself on washboard and occasional lead vocals. But the lead vocal parts were mainly handled by a fellow named Jamie McClendon, who also played guitar. And when I say guitar, I mean he plays like Dwayne Eddy type rock and roll surf guitar. So imagine that and a washboard. And I imagine Jamie maybe identified with, or maybe he just really liked the kind of raw emotion that went into the song Old Man Hit the Road, written by me. So Clinton Ziller, are you telling me that you found a video of Siddhartha? And is it the one where I sing Old Man Hit the Road at the end of the show? Because if it is, I think I would like for you to post that on YouTube, on the Antiseen page, and I will make you a thumbnail. Yeah, Brad, it would have been at the Milestone, but we did do Siddhartha also at Park Elevator. I'm thinking we only did 2 shows. And this is when my first daughter, Carrie, was born. We also had an instrumental named Carrie. Yeah, we'll go. So even if you didn't see Old Man hit the road, yeah, this show is at the milestone. Then I did do Old Man Hit the Road. So yeah, let's concentrate on getting that on the Facebook page here soon. I'm also going to be getting with Clintonzilla about a project we're going to have coming up real soon is the Southern Hostility live shows. There's going to be 3 or 4. I don't know how much time we'll... Clinton, how much time do we have on those DVDs? You know what I'm going to say next, man. You got to tell me something I need to know. Because that will determine how many Southern Hostility shows will go on this DVD. And it'll be coming out soon. This is something we're going to move quickly on. But we got 4.7 Glenn Buxtons of space. Man, I can only reiterate, man, you got to tell me something. I need to know about time. 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks? How much time does a DVD hold? 4 to 5 what? Minutes? Four to 5 hours? Man, I don't want it to be an ordeal, man. I just want it to... I'm thinking maybe 3 shows, man. 3 full shows. About 50 minutes to an hour, so 4 or 5 shows. Okay, yeah, we'll do 3 or 4 shows on there. I don't know. Definitely 3. 3 that I can think of right now that I want to put on this DVD. And as I go through the DVDs that Clintonzilla has been sending my way, then we will determine even more. Double Door's not Southern Hostility. That's Eat More Possum lineup. Malcolm Tent, which Robin Trower album should I start with? That is an easy question, Malcolm Tent. Bridge of Sighs. Bridge of Sighs. Brad Mullins with commentary. I don't know, man. I'll have to get with the Zilla to find out if that's not. But I did get with him. We are going to record intros. With me on these DVDs. We're going to record intros. We're going to show as much behind the scenes stuff. So it's not just going to be a show. We've got all the stuff that's on there, behind the scenes stuff. We're going to include a lot of that, man. Because this is it. This is the time capsule. This is when we're letting all this stuff come out. The stuff that we held back for years and years because for whatever reason. Oh, we didn't think it was a good enough performance. All the sound quality wasn't good. The lighting wasn't that great. Well, you know what? We're throwing all that out the door, and we're going to get the best stuff we can find. The most exciting. I was watching some of that stuff from 91, 92, and I was just like, my gosh, we were a rough outfit. So, yeah, that's what made me think, because a lot of that group of what I got from him recently was Southern Hostility era, so that's what we're going to concentrate on. And that Double Door show, you are correct. That is one, I think that's one I may want to put on YouTube. So you say all I got to do is talk to Mr. Tent about doing some commentary. So yeah, we'll do that, man. Between a discussion with you and the Minister of Prop or Gander, between the discussions with two of you, I think we'll get it together. And Southern Hostility shows. I don't know. Maybe I can get Tom and Steve Sadler involved in that too. Oh, you're now seeing Malcolm and Clintonzilla egging me on to do this. You're getting to see these guys that understand technology bring primitive man into modern times. You're seeing it happen right here live. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and go out while we're on top here. This has been Chris has said, do you have any doggone shows recorded from Spartanburg? Man, I'm pretty sure we do. Doggone shows would have been more around 95. I'm thinking 94 or 95. And I am betting there are some doggone shows in that gigantic pile of videos and DVDs and 8mm tapes. Well, Alan says he'd love to hear a DVD commentary on the Southern Hostility. Well, you know what? Okay, that's it. The people have spoken to me. I listen to the people. I give the people what they want. I go for what I know. There will be commentary on the Southern Hostility DVD. There. It's been settled. This is my oral contract. But I would like to say this, okay? All of you who will be affected, all of you who have been affected already, those of you who are being affected right now as we speak from Hurricane Debbie, she is now tearing up the South Carolina coast. Tomorrow when I get home from work, me and little Coleman will be out in the yard picking up everything that can be blown into the house and putting it in the shed or securing it to the ground or to the walls in some way, shape, or form. But I would just like, because we're supposed to be getting quite a bit of the terrible stuff on Thursday. So, all I say is right now that I would like to ask the good Lord to keep you all safe. Keep your people safe. Your property may take a beating. But I hope you'll all be okay. And Mark Deal just came on. I have to say something about Mark Deal right now. In the tradition of Tent Talks Tunes, I must show you something I got on today's mail day. Here is the back of the shirt. Look at this I got from Mark Deal. I love this shirt. I love this cartoon character. I love that whole style of animation. And the front, equally as impressive. Tattooing by Mark Deal. I will wear this at the San Antonio show at the Amp Room. This is what's going to happen. You heard it right here. On break, on through, tune in tomorrow at 7 o'clock on the Malcolm Tent page for another thrilling episode of Tent Talks. tunes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Everybody have a great week. And I'll see you right here next Tuesday as we once again break on through.